I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the big mysterious characters in Star Wars, the sequel trilogy itself by Disney and Lucasfilm, is of course Supreme Leader Snoke, and one of the big exciting elements of The Rise of Skywalker has all to do with Palpatine, portrayed by Ian McDiarmid. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to answer many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens, as well as providing many different twists and turns that's truly going to change how we view the past 8 Star Wars movies, which really is a big deal. Now, JJ sets out to make this by far the darkest Star Wars film of the entire Skywalker saga, which really speaks volumes as to the type of tone that Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to actually go for Episode 9. Now, with that being said, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intense between Palpatine and Snoke. Now, specifically, a description of a sequence where it's explained that Kylo Ren is said to be kneeling in front of Palpatine, while Sidious is said to be sitting on his throne next to his Sith loyalists. It's explained that in this sequence, Palpatine is described to deliver some revelations to Kylo Ren about the Force and of Supreme Leader Snoke himself. Now, it's described that Palpatine unveils to Kylo Ren that everything that has happened with the First Order was done so according to Palpatine's plan, and that Palpatine was even behind Snoke, allowing Snoke to become the leader of the First Order to hide his own presence in the unknown regions. It's explained that Palpatine unveils to Kylo Ren that he even would control Snoke from time to time to do certain actions of his own doing, to use Snoke and the First Order as a distraction from his new Sith Empire. It's described that Palpatine did this as a way to build his new Sith Empire properly in the shadows until the time was right, and that Palpatine, as using Snoke to train Kylo Ren, since Palpatine was hiding in the unknown regions. It's described, however, that Palpatine had the power to control Snoke on many occasions, and that this had to do with the power of the Beyond. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing that really excites me about this is that it makes you view The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens in a different light. I always thought that Snoke always kind of talked similar to Palpatine in The Last Jedi, right? It was really strange, like, using similar words like fulfill your destiny and, young Rey, like just how he says young Skywalker, all those different things. Could have very well just been Disney and Lucasfilm giving us a carbon copy of Sidious, but at the end of the day, it was a part of Palpatine connecting, mind-linking with Snoke, pretty much controlling him in order to train Kylo Ren from afar. Now, what I like about that is that this, of course, is by use of the power of the Beyond, allowing Palpatine to tap into Snoke's mind, basically taking over his body and training Kylo Ren from time to time. Now, what's really intriguing about this, though, is that this, of course, has to do with the power that exceeds the dark side of the Force. In case you guys did not know, the power of the Beyond, which is said to be a Force nexus over in the unknown regions, is actually said to be a power that contains something far stronger than both the dark and the light combined. And it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what that power is going to look like in the upcoming film. Now, in the upcoming film, we do know that Palpatine is going to have a handful of new powers, such as the Force Storm. The Force Storm is actually going to be one of the big powers that he will be using in The Rise of Skywalker that's going to essentially be used in order to really destroy some of the ships of the Resistance, as we saw in the second teaser trailer, where we do see that lightning storm in the sky. That's all from Palpatine's Force Storm, so keep an eye open for that, and that's all from the power of the Beyond. Now, not only that, what's also intriguing is that, of course, Palpatine used Snoke as a distraction. It reminds me of the Clone Wars in a sense, or the Clone Army, right? Everything in that sense is, of course, a nice little parallel to that of the prequel trilogy era, where Palpatine is the ultimate puppet master once again, and that everything from the First Order, allowing them to rise and just using them as the distraction, and how they're eventually going to be expendable in The Rise of Skywalker, is going to be a very interesting thing to see on the big screen. Now, I don't know about you, but this also connects to what we actually went over a couple of months ago, that there was going to be a big revelation between both Snoke and Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker in some way, shape, or form. In fact, one of the vision sequences in one of their flow walking sessions that we actually talked about included both Rey and Kylo Ren witnessing both, of course, Snoke and Palpatine standing in front of each other in a visual narrative way, where it basically gives you a hint that Palpatine was behind Snoke all along, at least to a certain extent here. Now, the thing about this is that a lot of fans, I believe, are going to start to wonder, exactly who is Snoke really? So Palpatine was able to control Snoke and literally mask himself as Snoke from time to time, but he was able to disconnect from Snoke, allowing Snoke to do his normal thing. So it really does make one wonder, was Snoke conscious of this takeover of his body, or of his mind, or was he actually fully aware of it all? That's the biggest question on the table right now. That, of course, is going to change how we view The Last Jedi. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.